Hey Kidslife team, I'm coming on here because I wanted to just give you an update on some things that are going to be changing. We've been talking about this throughout the year pretty much, about this transition happening and coordinators, coaches, things like that. But I wanted to bring you guys up to speed and what that looks like. And over the next month of June, you're going to hear a lot about this even during service. So one of the things that is happening and being requested from Life Church is across the board, all volunteers are being asked, and this is all ministries, not just Kids Life, they are being asked to serve one, sit one. And what that looks like is that throughout your time serving at Kids Life, you would serve one Sunday, sit one Sunday in service, serve one Sunday, sit one service in Sunday. So every other week, basically, you would be volunteering in Kids Life. The reason for that adjustment with all volunteers is that Life Church really wants to make sure that we're taking care of our volunteers, and in the way that we were doing it when it was, or when it has been, like Michelle and I, we're overseeing all the volunteers, and sometimes it's just hard, right, to touch base with each one of you, see what's going on in your life, pray for you with specific things. Sometimes, if you're off for a little bit, one of us or the other doesn't get to see you. So the way this is going to work moving forward is that you are going to have a coach in the primary classroom that you work in. So you will be in a primary class, the same class during your scheduled time. So what that would look like is there's 5 coaches over so there's one coach over every classroom. So there's a total of 4 plus MVP, there's a coach, and check-in, there's a coach. And so what that looks like is that coach will be over 2 teams, Team A and Team B. And the reason why we're asking for every other week you serve is that in between that, another person will be serving every other week. So every week will be covered throughout the year, basically, to make sure that we have enough volunteers. And so there will be a Team A, so you will be with that team. Some of you will be under that team, and some of you will be under Team B, depending on the week that you are scheduled, but that will be a consistent team throughout your time. So it makes it also a little more consistent for you. You know when you're on, and even though you'll still be scheduled in Planning Center, but now you kind of already aware ahead of time. And of course, if you have a vacation, anything like that, we will adjust it. So the whole premise with all of this is just to care for our people better, care for our volunteers better, so that we're not some of you have been sometimes helping out 3 times a month, excuse me, and so it gets overwhelming. And so the same with Michelle, and the same with my position as coordinator. So what is changing now is that I am the director over all of Kids Life. I think many of you have heard that already. And then the coaches are as follows. We have Liz, who will be the coach over Tiny Trekkers, which is the nursery. And then we have Arielisa, who is the coach over early learning. And then we have Michelle, who will be the coach over elementary. And then Jason, who is the coach over preteen. So they will be taking care of the scheduling. Beginning in July, they will just let me know who is on to volunteer for their different teams. So with that being said, they are going to be your primary person on that classroom that you normally work in. So most of you already pretty much work consistently in the same classroom, so that person is going to be your coach for that classroom. So if you've been, like most times I put you on in early learning, then most likely that's where you're going to stay. If for some reason you want to switch to a different age group, you are more than free to do that, but then you would consistently be on that same team. So again, just to repeat, Liz is a Tiny Trekkers coach, Arielisa will be the early learning coach, Michelle Heffelfinger will be the coach for elementary, and Jason Strickland for preteen. And so as a result of that, you are going to be receiving just some additional information. We're asking that all of you attend on June 13th, our all-team meeting at Nazareth. So if you haven't registered for that, please do so. That all-team volunteer meeting is to also bring you up to speed of all the changes. And like I said, this is just not Kids Life, it's all ministries. One of the things that's being asked as well is that if you do multiple ministries, to try to focus on just one ministry, just so that you're not always serving like 2 weeks here and then you're 1 week maybe in doing ushering. Some of you have already are doing that and have requested to do that because you like what you do, and the other one ministry has you in the sanctuary anyway. You are more than free to do that, but the idea is that we don't want to burn you out. So if you could potentially pick one, that would be great. And then after that point, we are going to put out an org chart. I'm going to have that available to you. I will also send out just with the org chart. What that looks like is it'll have obviously me as director, it'll have your coach in your classroom and both teams, and you'll see yourself assigned to each team. So one of the biggest things we are asking though right now, this is step one, is for, first of all, for you to let me know that you are available to work to volunteer every other week. And the other thing with that is that it is both services. So the request is that you're doing basically the Sunday is being put aside to volunteer, to minister to others, and the other 2 Sundays is for you to be ministered to. So if you could let me know that information. You can also reach out to the coach that I told you and let them know, yes, these are the every other Sunday. Now, there are some of you who work and that's not possible. Maybe you coach, when I mean coaching, like I think we have someone that does coaching, a soccer team or whatever. If those things make it challenging for you to actually do every other, then just let your coach know or let me know. And then what we'll do is still have you volunteer, but we might partner you with someone so that the times that you can't be there, the other person is going to be there. And then the other thing I'm going to say to that as well is that if you can, we are looking for a lead teacher for each team, for each classroom. So basically we need 2 lead teachers for Tiny Trekkers, 2 lead teachers for early learning, 2 lead teachers for elementary, and 2 lead teachers for preteen. What does that mean? That means that every other week that you are on as a volunteer, you would be the primary teacher and you would be teaching the lesson. Some of you already know you're gifted at that, love that, and some of you are already in that position. And so you would do that. If being that we were asking that you do both services, second service does not have to be done in Spanish. All those kids speak English, so it's just really doing that classroom, the same thing that you did in English, you would just repeat it in Spanish service. So that's how it will look. That's what we're moving towards. This will fully be implemented by September, but right now in July, we want to start already putting the teams together because there is going to be a big push in June for us to get additional volunteers to help fill up the 2 teams. So that's a lot of information I'm giving you. You can feel free to text me with questions. Again, this won't be the only time we're discussing it, but like I said, based on everything I just said to you, the 2 main things I need is 1, that you are committing to every other week, and at what point the idea is to start that in July, every other week. And then the other thing would be, and anything in reference to that. So anything in reference to scheduling, if you could let me know that. And then the second thing would be anyone who is like, I can be the lead teacher, I love curriculum, I love teaching, that I know I'm called to that. That would be great as well. And what's going to happen as a result too is then your coach will meet with the 2 team leads as well. You guys will have your own small group, and they will be able to just, show you what needs to be done, give you the whatever curriculum, so you'll have someone right with you. The lead teacher will also be responsible for letting us know if snacks are due. You would let your coach know, like, are we out of snacks? Like, what do we need? Smocks need to be cleaned, things like that. Whatever that looks like, you would let your coach know. So you are taking that lead role in the classroom. And so if you're interested in that, please let me know as well. We do have, again, a few people who have already stepped up into that position and have already been placed in that position. And so when I send the chart, you guys will see that. and it'll make more sense too. I'm going to send you a sample calendar of how that would look too every other week. So again, it's not week 1, week 3, or week 2, week 4. I think that's what people, it's not that. It literally is every other week. And so again, if you have any questions, please let me know. The idea too is that you will have now a kind of a built-in small group. And then if you want to, some of you may attend outside small groups, but if not, then your coach will have one as well with the teams. They will have one if you guys decide that. So, but either way, it's either you attend one or be part of the one with Kidslife, so that at least you are feeling just connected, right? We want you to stay connected. We want to just be there as assistants. And a lot of the things too that will be helpful for you is when you've shared things like for prayer, things like that, now we have like a consistent group that will pray for you. And also then I can reach out, or if there's anything else that you need, I can reach out pastorally to anyone to assist you as well. So again, reach out to me with any questions. And I look forward to talking to you guys and seeing you again seeing you all on the 13th during our all team meeting. Again, please register. You should have gotten an email for that. If you did not, reach out to me and I'll see how I can get you that information. All right. Have a great day. Bye.